and this is the Tapescape prototype version 1.0, and we are going to have it do some curlicues for you, some loop-de-loops. Here we go, ready? Ready, set, go.
Yoo-hoo!
Tapescape prototype version 1.0.
Go.
This is an instrument that I designed and built that's based on the Tapescape idea. Where the robot left off, we have strips of tape on the cylinder right here, and each one of these strips of tape contains a synthesized tone that I generated and recorded onto the tape beforehand, and it actually creates a major scale all the way up. So there's 8 of these: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. What happens is that when you turn this on, it rotates this kludge together circle right here, which makes the cylinder rotate at a rate of 1 7/8 inches per second. So what I do is I take this tape head right here, and as I simply place it over these rotating strips of tape, the resulting audio output ends up being the notes that are on the cylinder. Now, this is just a working prototype right now.
Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow.
And what I plan to do is eventually is to have a much longer cylinder and to have it going at higher speed, and to have tape heads on every single finger of your hand and on both hands like this, so that you'd actually be able to play it like a piano, and it would be chromatic, and it could be really a new type of instrument. You get some wobble of the tone in the example. That's a problem because you want the best sort of tone that you can. And also, if you're making it go a lot faster like that, you are actually going to be able to use the tape head to create vibrato by wiggling back and forth on whatever notes that you have. So it actually makes for a more expressive instrument than, say, a regular keyboard. About a year ago, I changed my cell phone plan. Usually when you change your cell phone plan, they give you a free new phone or a cheap phone or something like that. So I took it because it was a better phone. And then I had my old phone, which I had no use for anymore. It was a flip phone that you see still a fair amount these days, but not so often, because smartphones and those types are quickly taking over. But these old ones here still have cameras on them, and even though they only take still shots, when you are using the viewfinder for the camera, it's essentially like live video, even though you're not recording. So I had this idea that since so many of my friends had these types of cameras, and they were probably just sitting collecting dust and not doing anything, that I should try to figure out a way to utilize them in some new, cool way. And I came up with this. The working title for these are my lo-fi augmented reality goggles. And what I did was that I took 2 cell phones here. These are actually, one of these is the old one that I had, and then I just bought an identical for $5 off eBay. And then at the end, I have the ocular pieces for a set of binoculars that I just unscrewed from a pair of binoculars that I have. You put them on like so, the idea is that you're going to have an interesting augmented reality experience while having these on, and hopefully in future incarnations of this, you'll be able to actually clamp whatever cell phones that you want onto here. So it's almost like you buy the razor and then you get the blades for it, so to speak.
You hit me in the balls.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
One more thing that you can do with these is if there is ever a solar eclipse, you can use these as solar eclipse viewers, or you can look directly at the sun, which everybody told you that you couldn't do. Or you could use them as like lo-fi welding goggles if you want.